Hello, Aries. This is Barb at Mystic Door Tarot, and this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for you, Aries, for the week of January 25th through the 31st. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, and please subscribe and join me daily for my quick glance daily readings. Now keep in mind, these are general readings and will not resonate with everyone. You can obtain a private reading by clicking the link to my website below. And this week, I am using the Egyptian Tarot Nerfertari deck with a beautiful gold overlay on the cards. So let's get started and see what your cards are indicating this week. Okay, Aries, your first card. Oops. The Queen of Wands. Next, the Queen of Swords. And after that, the Eight of Chalices. And your overall energy for the week. The Major Arcana card, the Tower. Okay, Aries. And we will get to your Oracle cards in just a little bit. Okay, Aries, so at first glance, you definitely have some changes coming in this week, and there will be possible change. In regards to your job or career, some of you are leaving your existing job behind, and that's got a lot to do with these two queens in your reading. So let's take a look at your overall energy, which is the Major Arcana card, the Tower. Now, I actually love the Tower card in this deck. We see these poor individuals trying to balance this tall obelisk as it's cracking in half. So, first, this is a Major Arcana card, and that brings in change itself. And it could also indicate the need for change to come in. The Tower card just represents that things that you had securely in place and built up in your life are being shook up at this time. Assumptions you've taken for granted are just going to be thrown into question, and you're definitely going to be forced to think in brand new ways. So when the Tower card shows up, it can indicate surprising events taking place. It can be possibly you're being laid off. It can be unexpected expenses, but it can also lead to a positive change that really doesn't feel like it at the time, but then later on, hindsight, you know it got you to the point where you are, and the change was necessary. So, first, let's look at the numerology. The number 16, it reduces down to 7. And sevens represent forces that must be dealt with that are certainly beyond your control. So, it's indication to call upon your deep inner resources at this time, Aries, to overcome challenges that are put in your path. But it's also a number that signifies spirituality, looking within, looking at the larger meaning of the situation that's happening around you. 7 is the number of the crown chakra, which is your direct connection with the divine. And the Tower card is associated with your first and your sixth chakra. Now, your first chakra is your base, your foundation. That's kind of what's being leveled here at this time. What you've secured, what you've put into place is now being shaken up. And then also your sixth chakra. That's your third eye chakra. And on the card here, you see the all-seeing eye. That's your perception and your intuition. You need to trust in your intuition, even though things around you don't make any sense. Now, the Tower card is ruled by the planet Mars, so this is physical energy. This is action taking place. This is your assertiveness, your willpower, and sometimes possibly your temper or anger. Now, many don't know that the towers actually represent both connection with the divine and consciousness. And your towers can be strong and solid, or they can be easily destroyed, symbolizing your quality of your consciousness, Aries. So, the Tower card for your reading this week is the overall energy. It's driving everything that your cards are indicating for the week ahead. And sometimes the Tower card shows up to just shake up your life, getting you to kind of just think outside your normal way of thinking, trying something new. It's certainly indicating at times drastic changes are required in your life. And that might be the case for you this week, Aries. Now, taking a look at your first card, you have the Queen of Wands. This is your anchor card. This is your focus for the week, and also happens to be your card and energy, Aries. So, what this means is your energy is amplified this week. And one message coming through is the Queen of Wands here, your energy. She's got her wand planted firmly behind her. So, nothing from your past is going to affect you this week. And this queen here, she's kind of getting ready. She's rearranging these flowers, getting ready for something that's going to happen. Now, the Queen of Wands is very intuitive, often sees the potential in others, seeing their gifts and talents. So she's also very intuitive as to what she needs to do to make things happen as well. And this queen is looking right at your next card, which is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is looking forward to your future. And actually, both queens are. Now, the Queen of Swords is a Libra's card. Very diplomatic, optimistic, a clear communicator, very independent. And this queen could be someone that you're going to for advice. This could possibly be a teacher, an advisor, a mentor. Could be legal counsel as well. Now, the Queen of Swords has a very sharp mind, a keen sense of justice and fairness. She has tremendous rational thought, sometimes at the cost of emotional insight. She speaks the truth so bluntly with disregard to other people's feelings. So, the Queen of Swords is often maybe an attorney, someone that just leaves emotions totally out of it. So you might be going to someone who has these qualities for advice because you don't want anything sugar coated. You want to know exactly what you should do for certain situations, Aries. Now, I feel a strong indication that this is in regards to business, your career, your job. There's going to be changes happening. Now, for other Aries, it is possible that this involves a relationship, but I'm getting more of a sense that it is something within the workplace. Now, your next card here, Aries, is the Eight of Chalices or Cups. And this is a card indicating letting go of something and moving on. It's a voluntary decision, it's not something that's forced on you. So when this card shows up, and since it is the Cup's energy, you're taking some time alone to contemplate your emotions and deciding if leaving is the best route. Now, for some Aries, this could be literally changing homes, moving. This could be ending a relationship. This could be quitting your job. This could also be leaving behind your current hopes and dreams as things are just not working out. Now, when the Eight of Cups card shows up, it's usually that you or someone involved is tired of feeling disappointed and hopeless and just ready to look for better things. Now, the Eight of Cups is Pisces card, so it is possible that a water sign is involved in some manner. This card is ruled by Saturn, so timing is of the essence here. And looking at the card here, this individual is like bowing down, and it looks like he's bowing down to the two queens. I almost feel that these two queens were the direct cause and result of whatever this is you're going to be leaving behind. Now, the number 8 energy of this card normally represents abundance, but it can also reflect leadership and influence. And you have two queens, which are a huge influence on you, Aries, even though the Queen of Wands is most likely your own energy. So, even though this is representing making a decision to let go of something and moving on, it is one of your own free will, Aries. Now, your numerology for your three base cards here is number 10. So, definitely something is coming to an end. 10 is completion, and reducing it further brings it down to number 1, which is new beginnings for you, Aries. So, definitely change is coming in. So, it could be the end of a relationship, could be the end of where you're currently living, could be the end of a job, and you're moving on to a better future. Now, in my recent trip to Sedona, which isn't that far from me, I came across this Sedona Oracle deck, and it ties into the Egyptian deck that I'm using because it does have ancient signs and symbols, which are reminding us the wisdom of our ancient people. So, for you, Aries, you received coxcomb, indicating changes. So, what's pictured on the card here is the red rock formation, very visible in the West with its ups and downs, called the coxcomb, which reminds us of the highs and lows that life is never the same. Change is just simply a part of life. So, your Sedona energy is indicating changes, large or small, will be coming in. And this ties directly into your Eight of Chalices card, not to mention the Tower card is disrupting everything that you had in place. Now let's take a look at which crystal your angels and guides are suggesting for you this week. Cinnabar, one of my favorite crystals, and it has to do with business and your career. So that's what I was feeling for so many of you. This is in regards to your job or business. Now, when the Cinnabar Oracle card and crystal gets chosen, it can be that you want a career change. This could be indicating maybe you want to start a new hobby or start up your own business. And if you are thinking in this manner, Aries, the Cinnabar crystal showing up for you this week indicates this is the week. It's a wonderful time to do just that. This is the time to really have confidence in your abilities, Aries, and just kind of put a wish list out into the universe for whatever you need or want. Cinnabar showing up is letting you know that there will be positive new energy and abundance coming in for you in regards to your career. And for some of you, if your job situation has changed and you're no longer working, remember that everything happens for a reason, and that can be your tower energy happening to you. You may think one door is closing, but other great doors are opening up for you. So the Cinnabar crystal is wonderful in helping you with your job or your career or your business. It is associated with your sacral chakra, which is kind of an energy of just going with the flow, but it is certainly one of bringing change in, which is certainly what your reading this week is all about. So, in summary here, Aries, for this week, you're starting off with the overall energy of the Tower card, which is indicating that everything that you thought you had in place, the assumptions that you held, is going to be called into question this week. Lots of changes coming in. You have not one but two queens this week, and it's fair to mention at this time in your summary that when two queens show up in a reading, this can indicate gossip. This can be two-faced friends in your inner circle. So, kind of just a bit of a warning for you there, Aries. Not that I felt this kind of energy around for you, but this is a much smaller spread. And to have two queens show up is more of a big deal than if it's a 10-card spread. So, the two queens could have something to do with why the Tower card is here for you. But the Queen of Wands is your anchor card, your focus this week. This is your card, your energy, and it's really amped up this week. You're preparing. You're getting ready here. You want to make this change. So for most Aries, I feel this is very much a wanted change coming in. Now, the Queen of Swords is possibly an advisor, a mentor, a teacher, someone you're going to for advice. And for some Aries, this is advice in regards to what you want to do for your future. Certainly indicating in regards to your job or career, but for some Aries, it could be advice in regards to relationships. Now, the Queen of Swords here provides clarity. She makes her decisions totally without involving emotions. And your Eight of Chalices card is an indication that you are indeed making a choice to let go of something and moving on. And this could be letting go of a current job. This can be moving house. This can be letting go of a relationship. Something has brought you to this point that you're making a conscious choice to let go and move on. And your numerology here is number 10, indicating completion. Something is ending. This phase, this cycle is ending, and reducing it further. Number 1 is indicating new starts, a fresh start, new beginnings for you, Aries. And your Sedona Energy Oracle card, Coxcomb, is a red rock formation that goes up and down. It's very visible in the west. And this is indicating the highs and lows that you've been through. This is indicating changes coming in the near future. So, a direct indication of what your cards are showing. And your angels and guides have selected the cinnabar crystal. It's associated with your sacral chakra, indicating to go with the flow. Change coming in. It's got to do with your business, your job, your career. So, Aries, you got to be up for change this week. It's very apparent and very abrupt change. Not much time thinking this out. So, it's something that's going to transpire very quickly. You possibly have the help of the two queens here, one in which is your actual energy. You're moving on to something new. So the Tower card here is almost pushing you into this change for your own good. Might not feel like it this week, but in hindsight, you will see how this all worked out as your destiny. So what you need to do this week, Aries, is just trusting the universe, trusting your intuition. Just let go and move on and go with the flow. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe and help support my channel if you haven't already. And for private readings, click on my website link below. Love and abundance to my Aries family.